Welcome to another live stream of Roll Up a Power Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Hold up. Let's make sure we right. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Y'all know what it is. What brings us here today, Mr. Roll Up? These transsexuals in prison, how they show you that your homeboy ain't your motherfucking homeboy. Tap in, tap the fuck in. I know, right? We don't hear too much about how the guys that went to prison and they came home and they so gangster and they just living the life, but really, they really was in there fucking with them guys. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Age poop, what's the deal? Me and my baby mama Louise, we love your videos. Hey, look, you seen that tear drop from my eye? That was all love, man. Tap in, tap the fuck in. I'm glad y'all fuck with me, man. Like, I'm gonna be real before I go there. Like, I never thought that people really fuck with what I be talking about. I think people just will look at me like that's some average shit. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate the love. Tap in, tap the fuck in. All right, let's get it. So look, right? What I got to say about these transsexuals that I did my time with in prison, right? So, as y'all know, out here, transsexuals, they like the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they all over the place. Everybody see them. They all on TV. They got network channels, blah, 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 all of that, right? They out in the open. And let me tell you, when I was a youngin', that shit was not common at all. Like, I promise you, that was not a thing. You know what I'm saying? My time frame was like early 2000s to late 2000s. You know what I'm saying? That was not our thing. You couldn't come out and say that you was gay. You couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Is Afra. What's the deal? Tap in, tap the fuck in. I just shouted you out. Tap in. Now look, right? Like I said back then, it wasn't a thing. You know, my bad. I was just seeing what the fuck was going on up in there. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, tap in, tap the fuck in. Now look, like what I was saying about the transsexuals back in that time in the 2000s, like that shit wasn't popping. Like being a trainee back then, you would get your head knocked off if you was one of them. You know what I'm saying? So like what's going on today, that's some new shit. You know what I'm saying? That's probably been going on the past 7 to 8 years that it's accepted now. You know what I'm saying? But back then, back in the hood, back in them time, man, please tap in. Tap the fuck in. Go ahead and get caught being on it back then. 2000s from I'm gonna just say from two, of course back in the 90s and all of that, but I'm gonna just say from my time frame when I was growing up in the streets, you know what I'm saying, from 2000 to 2010, man, please let you have been a training nigga, your ass about to get dealt with on Beezy. You feel me? Like we did not play that in the whole city. Fuck the school that we was at. Fuck the hood that we was at. If you was one of them in the city, you was looked down upon. Straight up. It wasn't no love for no transsexuals back then. You know what I'm saying? So that's some shit that didn't happen since like, how can I put it? Maybe around 2016, 2017, it became acceptable. You know what I'm saying? I got out 2015. Maybe it was something acceptable, maybe a little before that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. All I know is from the time I got out, it wasn't really acceptable till like 2016. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a whole thing across the whole globe. And don't get me wrong, I don't got no problem with none of y'all at all. On Beezy, I don't got no problem with none of y'all. I'm not no homo thug or none of that bullshit, like y'all on the low or none of that. I'm a real heterosexual male. You know what I'm saying? I only like women. And it always been like that my whole life. I only like women, you know. So if it's not a woman, I'm not attracted. You know what I'm saying? I had my mama my whole life. I had my daddy my whole life. So I know the difference between a man and a woman. So if I see a man around me dressing as a woman, trying to smell like a woman, acting like a woman, blah 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 blah, I know you not a woman. I know what a woman is. You know what I'm saying? So I never play like that. You know what I'm saying? Just for the record. I know I talk a lot about prison, and some of y'all might think that I was on some funny shit on the low or whatever. Like, this just for the record. I know most of y'all know I'm a honey. Y'all know I ain't coming like that. But just for the small community of people that want to question it or whatever, never in my life. I don't roll like that. I do not roll like that. You feel me? I'm just letting y'all know what's coming from a real nigga perspective while I was in prison and I seen this shit going on. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's get it, right? I'm in prison, right? I'm doing my time, right? So while I'm in there doing my time, I'm a couple months in, you know what I'm saying? This trainee ride in. Now, the cell right across the hall from me, I don't remember what cell number. It might have been like 225 or something. I know I was in cell 211. I was 211A top, 211 top bunk. You know what I'm saying? I think it was like 225 right across from me because it was a couple of cells down, and then right across the hall the cells picked back up and went down till it went down on base, right? So it might have been like 225, 226, somewhere up in there that was across the hall from me, right? Nah, in this cell right across the hall from me, it was a Mobite guy that was in there. He been down 30 years. His name was Dai Eel. Eel Bays that come from a religion called Mobites. You know what I'm saying? Mobites is a branch off the Nation of Islam. So they practice the same thing as Islam, but they their own force. So they call it like Moorish Scientific of America, Mobites, shit like that. That's who they are. You know what I'm saying? And they known all across Michigan prisons. I don't know across the world. I'm just speaking on Michigan prisons. You know what I'm saying? They known all across Michigan prisons. So if you know anybody in prison, ask them about the Mobites. They'll be like, yeah, we know who they is, where they come from, and they'll tell you they mostly older guys. You know what I'm saying? The Mobites is mostly older guys. You know what I'm saying? That been down for a long time. They got life in prison. They ain't going nowhere. So basically, they was like some vice lords, bloods back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Sometime into they beat, they got involved with this prison religion of Mobites. I know I'm dropping hella jewels, but it ain't like it's gonna fuck up what they got going on in prison because the prison guards know all this shit that I'm giving y'all and that this public record. You know what I'm saying? What I'm about to spit to y'all. This public record. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't spoke on this a few times before. This ain't nothing new. This is fucking public record. You know what I'm saying? Christian to Jay Terrerez. You from the Mexican community? Let me know. What's the deal? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. So look, right? Anyway, with all of that, you know what I'm saying? With the transition community. I told y'all about the Mobites, you know what I'm saying, how they roll and all of that. Most of the Mobites is older guys that been in prison for a long time. They accepted their time and basically they letting it be known that they fuck boys in prison. Let me just go ahead and throw it out there. That's what they throw out there to you, that they fuck boys. You feel me? So if you a buck boy that come in there and you a sissy and you be on that type of time, wooty woo, the Mobile's gonna jump on you. You know what I'm saying? They gonna make sure you have everything you need, you know, store. You know, they gonna make sure you got clothes, you going to visit, you gonna have everything you need as far as hygiene. When you step outside on the yard, everything perfect with you. You their girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So if you a transitional in prison, you somebody girlfriend, flat out. So for everybody that be thinking like, well, when you go to prison, something gonna happen to you, blah blah blah. Let me tell you, the first ones that get snatched up in prison is them transsexuals. You come in there on that like a woman, like you a woman, you done. You done. No matter how much street shit you did on the streets as a man, acting like a woman, cause you know that's who you was out there, and everybody out there respected you and blah blah blah. You had a name, blah blah blah, all of that, right? When you come to prison, you a girlfriend. No matter how tough you was on the streets as a transsexual, you know what I'm saying? When you go to prison as a transsexual, you are a girlfriend. They already getting the guys that's gang and all that, right? So when you come in there with the feminine aspect, you know what I'm saying? The hairdo tied up in a ponytail and you know, you walking around there switching your hips because that's what you do out in the world and things like that, right? That type of shit, they see all that in prison, right? I need to tell y'all something about this second transsexual I'm gonna tell you about. But I need you to tap the fuck in. Because the second transsexual that I'm gonna get to, I wanted to tell y'all something about that guy. So tap in. You know what I'm saying? Now look, right? Let me go ahead and get to the first one. I know I've been talking a lot of shit. Y'all know how I be coming. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta make everything make sense, man. You know what I'm saying? It all gotta make sense. Like, you got a bunch of YouTubers that be talking and they say a lot of shit and like you can understand what they talking about, but it really don't make sense because they don't corroborate everything. They just be running off. Trap Lord Ross. I don't watch him like that, you know what I'm saying? But the couple of times I did click on his shit, like his ass know how to go, but it don't make no sense what he be saying to me. Like what he be saying, it don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just one of them type of people that I'm gonna make sense about what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's get into it. Right, the first transsexual. Right, this motherfucker look like George Foreman. You know what I'm saying? He was a bald head nigga. He had a little mustache, little goatee. He didn't have a full beard, just little mustache, little goatee, right? Bald head, look just like George Foreman. You know what I'm saying? Just with a little facial hair, right? He rolled in, right? The prison that I was at, I was on a level 2 yard. The level 2 yard that I was on, it had 3 units. It had 1 block, 2 block, 3 block. I was in 2 block. You know what I'm saying? Now, like with the thing with these blocks is so many inmates that go into each unit. So it might be like 500 inmates to each unit. What that mean is that if you get assigned to 2 block, you only can go in and out of 2 block. You can't go in and out of 3 block, 1 block, none of them. You only can go in and out of your block. You know what I'm saying? So look, right? I got assigned to 2 block when I came to Adrian Correctional Facility. I got assigned to 2 block, right? All right. So I'm walking through the yard, right, with my duffel bag. You know what I'm saying? So I'm walking through the yard with my duffel bag. I get to 2 block. I pass up 1 block on my right. I pass up 3 block on my left. You feel me? 2 block was in the back. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. I'm an underdog. In case none of y'all that been following me any of this time, y'all can't tell, I'm an underdog. I always go with the underdog. I always been like that my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to the underdogs. You feel me? Like we the real black sheep of the mob. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I know it might sound crazy throwing it in there, but 2 block was in the back. So I looked at 2 block like that was the black sheep. It was in the back. You feel me? 1 block, 3 block was up front. You know what I'm saying? 2 block was all the way in the back type shit. You feel me? So I'm like, yeah, I'm in an underdog unit. I'm an underdog type of nigga. Let's get it. You feel me? Man, listen. I don't glorify shit about prison. I don't. I really don't. Everything I'm telling y'all, this is all the introduction of who I am. And I've been there. This is why I'm speaking on it. I'm not doing this for likes, views, clicks, none of that shit. You can unlike the live or whatever. I get it. You know what I'm saying? This is not for that. This is just real life, what I've been through and what I really seen. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing I'm making up, none of this is what I really seen in there. You feel me? Like real shit. So anyway, I take my duffel bag, all that shit. I walk back to my unit. I'm in 2 block. I'm in the back. We the underdogs. We in the back. You feel me? I get in there. Crazy, right? Because I told myself before I went to the big yard, I told myself, I like, look, I'm not about to be on that GD shit, even though I'm a gangster. I was there on the streets, you feel me? Like my first tattoo, you know what I'm saying, when I was 18, this right here, you know what I'm saying? You might not see it, but it's the 6 point star right there. It's a little bitty star. You know what I'm saying? That was my first tattoo. I got that when I was 18. You know what I'm saying? And it's more to it, but that was like the end of it. You know what I'm saying? And I told the tattoo artist to put the 6 point star on it. And I'm gonna post a picture of it when I had got that tattoo. Cause somebody took a picture of me when I got that tattoo. You know what I'm saying? But basically I was a gangster at heart. You feel me? So I told the tattoo artist, I'm like, hey, tattoo the six hanging off the tattoo that you tattooed on me type shit. You know what I'm saying? All right. So I got that tattoo on me. That was my first one. I got that before I went to prison, right? Boom. Turn around. My man's died on some other shit. He died in my face, all that. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all about that, about Beezy. You know what I'm saying? So look through my videos, my live. I talked about Beezy, how he died in my face. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing I could do about that. You feel me? Like, so I got him tatted on this side of my neck. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit over here. You know. So doing was my first two tats out in the world. You know what I'm saying? But then when I went to prison, I started getting all these other tats. You know what I'm saying? So when I first came to prison, I only had the two tats on my neck that I got from the streets. You know what I'm saying? So when I come in there, I call myself walking to the child hall one day. You know, the child hall call you 3 times a day: breakfast, lunch, dinner. You know what I'm saying? They call breakfast around like 5:30, 6 a.m. They call lunch around 11 to 12 o'clock. They call dinner around 3 to 4 p.m. So you fed and done by 4 p.m. at the latest. You know what I'm saying? Like it's over by 4 p.m. at the latest. Usually it's around like 3 p.m. But just to say, sometimes the trays could be running late. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So it may be 4 p.m. that y'all might eat dinner. But that's the latest. You know what I'm saying? So why it's broad day out here, niggas in prison already ate dinner. You feel me? So that's why a lot of guys in prison be in good shape and all that, because you got to get accustomed to eating dinner by 4 p.m. every day. Really by 3 p.m. But like I said, 4 p.m. is the latest. You know what I'm saying? When you start getting accustomed to a lifestyle like that, you will lose all the weight that you want to lose. You know what I'm saying? True game to anybody that want to lose weight. If you really want to lose weight, cut dinner time by 3 p.m. every day. If you could do that in 30 days, you will see a difference in your lifestyle. That's free game to anybody that don't know what to do to lose that extra weight that they got going on, anything. Stop eating main meals by 3 p.m. Eat your dinner by 3 p.m. Anything after 3 p.m., let it be like an apple, an orange, a fruit, a vegetable, some broccoli, corn, little shit like that. No chips, no juice, none of that. Nothing with sugar, you know what I'm saying? No starch, none of that. Just fruits or vegetables. If you're going to eat anything past 3 p.m., if you do that, you will lose all the extra weight off of your body that you want to lose. You do that for 30 days. And I'm gonna start going live about that. I'm gonna start doing that, you know what I'm saying, showing y'all like some real shit. But this is just free game for the pregame. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to get rid of some weight right now, before I start getting into the exercise mode of, you know, this whole channel, I'm letting you know right now. Stop eating by 3 p.m. Be done. Let that be your last meal. 3 p.m. Let that be your last meal. I guarantee you, in 30 days, you will see and feel a difference within yourself. Now, I'm not one of them ones that promote all that vegan stuff or none of that because honestly, your body needs the nutrients. All of the body parts or the animal body parts that they tell us that is not good for us, honestly, it really is. You know what I'm saying? It's here for us for a reason. But all that shit is part of the world control me. You know what I'm saying? I talked about world control me. So we ain't gonna do all that. You know what I'm saying? But if to anybody that's listening to me, if you wanna know how to make a difference, like you see me right now, man, look, I go on a 30-day grind and all this shit be gone. You feel me? Like because I learned it from prison. You feel me? So I'm telling you, if you want to figure out you how to get rid of whatever it is on your body that you want to get rid of, stop eating by 3 p.m. Just start right there. You know what I'm saying? If you can stop eating by 3 p.m., you will see a difference. After that, just start walking. Stop eating by 3 p.m., start walking. Turn that walking into running. Turn that running into picking up weights, curling weights, doing crunches, doing pickups, pull-ups. You know what I'm saying? That's all it takes right there. You know what I'm saying? So if you want some free game before the pregame, stop eating by 3 p.m. every day. Be done. No more eating. No more main course. No chips. No pops. None of that. Fruits, vegetables. Something like protein shake from Tropical Smoothie or something like that, or something that you made yourself, or something like that. All organic items. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here drinking no pop. I'm gonna tell you something about prison, right? Prison is designed to a T so that you do lose weight because they feed you the bare minimum. They only feed you enough to survive. Anything after that is would come from your store, whatever you could order off a store. But they feed you the bare minimum just to keep you alive. So what I'm telling you is coming from a structure that teach you how to survive off the bare minimum. So if you want to lose the weight that you're looking for, this is coming from a teaching from the bare minimum so that you lose everything that you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? And that start with you can't eat no fried food. You know what I'm saying? You got to be done eating by 3 p.m. You can't eat no chips. You can't eat no bread. You can't eat none of that stuff. And you know what you can't eat. If you really serious about your weight journey, you know what you can't eat. And in prison, they teach you that. So even when you out here in the real world and and you living life and you work it and you going on, you doing things, you taking care of shit, blah, blah, blah. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I've been on both sides. That's why I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd rather be out here than in there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, it's real shit, man. You know, real shit. You know. So anyway, let me go ahead get back to it, right? I know I be derailing this shit, man, because y'all know what I be on, But let me go ahead and get back to it, right? All right. So with the transsexual, right? The first one that rolled in. Now, when I got to Adrian, to that prison yard, after got sentenced and I went to quarantine and I did my time quarantine, I got sent to prison. Boom, this where I'm at. I'm at prison, right? You know what I'm saying? So while I'm in prison, it wasn't nothing but heterosexual men there. All gang, tough guys, wooty woo, what you on, what you on. That's all that was in there, right? All right, cool. So some time go on. Mind you, everybody on this yard, it's 1,500 of us. It's a good 500 in every unit. It's 3 units on this prison yard. Adrian Correctional Facility in Michigan, which is right on the border of Ohio. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to look it up, you can see it yourself. You know what I'm saying? 1,500 guys. You know what I'm saying? On one yard. And that's all when they call all of us to come outside on yard together. You know what I'm saying? That's when we all together at one time. But other than that, we don't see each other until we go to the child hall. You know what I'm saying? If they don't call yard, we don't bump into all them other guys that's in 1 block or 3 block. We just know all the guys that's in 2 block. But when they finally call yard, then yeah, we bump into 1 block and 3 block. So now we bump into everybody at one time. You know what I'm saying? But that's how prison works. So we don't bump into 1 block or 3 block all the time. But when they do call yard, that's when we all together. You know what I'm saying? Look, the whole time that I was there, when I first came there, everybody there, we was all real street niggas from different cities in Michigan. Most of the guys was from Detroit. Some of them was from smaller cities and in the surrounding areas, Pontiac, Inkster, Battle Creek, Grand Rapids, Flint, Saginaw. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of cities in the surrounding city of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? But everybody labeled them cities as Detroit, you know. So I'm in there with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like we in that bitch thugging, you feel me? We in there doing what the fuck you do. We doing our time. And everybody, even from 1 block to 3 block, everybody was real street niggas from different cities, different hoods, different giddy ups. But nobody was on that funny shit. Nobody. Everybody straight gunslingers. Fuck. Get you any time of the day. You know what I'm saying? On that type of time. And even without them guns, like niggas will run up on you with them hands. You feel me? Like you don't want to do nothing with them. Cause them hands register. You feel me? They about to drop you. Soon as you say something. You feel me? Like them type of guys. You feel me? All them type of guys is in prison. They in there. You know what I'm saying? The roughest and toughest guys that you hear about, they in there. The niggas out here rapping about that shit, them niggas lying. You know what I'm saying? So whoever you hear rapping about that, they be lying, man. It might be one or two of them that really live that life. But the guys that really live that type of life, they didn't talking about that. They they didn't speak on it. You know what I'm saying? How you know, Mr. Roll Up? Because I was one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't talk about that. We didn't talk about that because we knew that shit would incriminate us. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we really did that and we talked about that, that shit would link us to what we did. So we didn't talk about that. That's how Mr. Roll Up know. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, like I was saying, I always derail, but I derail to make sense. You feel me? So back to it. You know, the first transsexual ride in, cause like I said, in prison they ride you in, they ride you out. It happen all the time. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need the space. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a new guy that come in that need Joe Bunk at the prison that you at. You know what I'm saying? So they'll go ahead and move you to a new prison just to get dog in your spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how prison operate. You feel me? So your ass right out. Boom. That's what happened. The first transsexual rolled in, right? It took me a long time to get here, man. I know, man, but to the loyal roll up a pull up, man, y'all know how I be coming, man. Y'all know I break everything down to a science. So for the people that don't understand the street life, by the time you listen to me, you will understand the street life. Cause I break it down for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on both sides. I'm on the street life and I'm a civilian. You feel me? Like, I'm done with the street shit, but I came from that. You feel me? So I understand both sides. You feel me? Like, being a civilian, want to live a good life and prosper and be successful and blow up. Like, that's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? But then you got the hood side where you a real street nigga. You gang banging. You on that tip. Them niggas over there, you on that, you on that, woo woo, they come over here, yo. You know what I'm saying? I get all that because I came from there too. So I understand both sides, you feel me? But at the end of the day, I'm a civilian. You know what I'm saying? So I get both sides of it, you know. But anyway, right? They ride the first train in. You know what I'm saying? Now, when he ride in, they put him in a cell with one of the Mobites, right? Like I said, the Mobites is like a branch of the Nation of Islam. You know what I'm saying? In prison, you have prison religions. And them prison religions come from ex gangbangers that have been in prison for 20, 30 years already. And basically, they start their own religion in prison. You know what I'm saying? And they put a name on it. I don't know how it happened, but they get it approved through the prison system. And the prison system approved their religion. So they turn a gang into a religion in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how they do it, but they do it. It happens. You know what I'm saying? So the Mobites is under the five. The Nation of Islam is under the five. In prison. Because that's the way how the religion people in prison got it set up with the police force and all this shit that they behind the walls with. So the Nation of Islam, the Mobites, and it's another little branch behind them. I can't think of the name, but it's a couple of them. They all under the five. You know what I'm saying? So if something happened and it's under the five homework, they can get any one of them guys to cover their assignment. Usually, don't nobody go for the nation, the NOI, Nation of Islam. They are like the last guys to call. Even though they the most on site guys, but you don't call them unless you have to call them. You know what I'm saying? Like the Nation of Islam don't play that shit. You know what I'm saying? So don't call them unless you have to. But just to say, if it's under the five and they need to call the Nation of Islam, they on deck. You feel me? Now, when it comes to the Sikhs, you got the Melanics. This is prison religions. You know what I'm saying? The Melanics was some ex-GDs that turned their religion what they was under the Nation of Islam, but they branched off of the Nation of Islam, just like how the Mobites did. You know what I'm saying? Just like the guys under the five that took their religion and branched off the Nation of Islam, the guys under the Sikhs did the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So you got the guys under the five, which is the Mobites, and then you got the guys under the Sikhs, which is the Melanics, right? When you get the Melanics through the door, because the prison accepted the Melanics religion under the Sikhs. So they gave the ex-GDs basically rights to stop gang banging to be religious guys and be recognized as religious guys. That's what they had going on in prison. This is why if you never been there, you would never understand. But I love breaking it down to a science to you so that you understand what's really going on behind there. You know what I'm saying? Because you never gonna know unless you go there. Anybody can tell you about it, you know, but if you don't go there, you will never know about this shit. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully I could say something different besides the next YouTuber that give you the basic shit. Like, this is what the fuck go on. You know what I'm saying? When the young gangbangers, look, let me break it down and I'm gonna move on. When the young gangbangers, when they grow up in prison, they get life in prison or some shit like that. They come in when they 17, 18, 19, 20 years old and they got 20, 30 years in. Now they tired of gang banging and being all of that, right? They decide to become a part of a religious group, which they take on the Nation of Islam because it's more so of an Arabic black religion. You know what I'm saying? They take on the Nation of Islam and they create their own religion out of it as gang bangers. You know what I'm saying? And the prison accept that shit because the prison don't care. Like these niggas ain't going nowhere. So if these ex gangbangers, if they decide that they want to be good guys now, you know what I'm saying? They want to be in a religion. They think being religion is gonna get them out of prison or whatever. Whatever. They don't care. They let them do whatever they do. So yes, in prison you have the Mobites, which is a branch of the Nation of Islam. They are accepted in prison, and then you have the Melanics. They are a branch of the Nation of Islam in prison. They are, what can you say by the police? They are recognized. The police recognize them as Melanics. So you got Melanics under the Sikhs. You got the Mobites under the five. You know what I'm saying? So when some shit really get deep in prison, you got the gangbangers that's under the five, and then you got the religion guys that's under the five. You got the gangbangers under the Sikhs, and then you got the religious guys under the six. You know what I'm saying? Like it prison politics is deep. Spill a little bit of my yak. You know what I'm saying? Prison politics get deep. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't always just the gangbangers under the five or the six. Like you real life got the religious guys under the five and six too. You just need to know who is who and who is representing what they representing. You know what I'm saying? So if you come in and you under the six, you crippin' or you GDing, you under the six. That's how they in Michigan. If you crippin' or you a GD, you under the six. So you need to be under the guys under the six. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you come in as you a blood or a vice lord, you one of the guys under the five. So you need to be under them, the guys that's under the five. You got the five and you got the six. You know what I'm saying? You either blood or a vice lord and under the five, or you GD or Crip and under the six. You know what I'm saying? Even though they know they Crips is not under the six, but GDs and Crips, they rotate. You know what I'm saying? So in prison, they look at it as, yeah, you might be a Crip, but you under the six. You know what I'm saying? So even if it ain't no Crips on the yard, wherever you at, all of the GDs, they got your back. You could be the only Crip on their yard because it happened like that, especially in Michigan. You know what I'm saying? So if you hit a yard where you can get rolled out at any time, it happened all the time. You a Crip, you get rolled out to the next yard. The next yard you hit, it ain't no Crips there. In Michigan, on the Michigan prison yard, it ain't no Crips there, but it'd be all GDs there. And everybody know that GDs run all the Michigan correctional facilities. Everybody know that GDs is the biggest gang in Michigan correctional facilities. Now, other states, it might be something different. I don't know. I'm just speaking on Michigan because I'm from Michigan. I'm from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a GD my damn self. And I'm not doing this trying to big up our name or none of that because I learned a long time that we not real GDs. We not even in Chicago count. We ain't even on the count. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't nothing to big up gang or none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real from where we came from. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen. GDs in Michigan run the prison system. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? So if you come in Michigan prison under Crip or GD, you good. Even if you the only Crip on the yard, the GD is gonna bag you. You under the six. You know what I'm saying? So even if you the only Crip and you got beef with a lot of Bloods and Vice Lords or whatever, all the Crips on their yard got your back. You good. Damn, not Crips. All the GDs on their yard got your back. You the only Crip there. You really cornered. You know what I'm saying? But because of the way how Crips and GDs rotate, you know what I'm saying? Now, I told y'all this before. You got the C and then you got the pitchfork. And when you put it together, it's called an A-ball. You know what I'm saying? The A-ball is the Crips and the GDs together. And you got a lot of you got a lot of the guys that's together like that in prison. Crip on the yard and still be good. You know what I'm saying? Because all the GDs got your back. The GDs run the yard. You know what I'm saying? You the only Crip. But because of how the GDs and the Crips rotate together on the A-ball, you good. So, anyway, let me go ahead and get to it, right? So, like I was saying, with that first transsexual, they locked him in the room with a Mobite, right? The Mobite claimed him. You know what I'm saying? The Mobite like, this my girl, whoop whoop. Didn't nobody care? Dog look like George Foreman. You know what I'm saying? With a beard, a little beard, and a little mustache, with a bald head. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but wasn't nobody tripping on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, whatever. You can have him. And he in your cell, like, didn't nobody care. You know, type shit. So, anyway, that was the first train out the way. The second one rolled in a couple months later. You know what I'm saying? After the first one rolled in, right? Prison, they know what they doing. You know, they rolled these guys in at the time that they did. They did all this shit on purpose. They did all this shit on purpose. They knew what they was doing. You know what I'm saying? Because when I first got there, it wasn't nothing like that there. And then next thing you know, these fags started popping up everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So, look, right? The second one, he come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He was the guy that my man's from my hood flipped on. And I made a live and I made a video talking about him. The nigga is 7 from my hood. Real beat your ass type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? Beat your ass. Real stand-up member. You know what I'm saying? Had a name on the streets, and then he disappeared. And didn't nobody in the hood know what happened to him. You know what I'm saying? We just knew that he was in prison, like on some prison shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, as time went on, we was like, yeah, bro, in prison. You know what I'm saying? But we never knew what the fuck happened to him. But before he went to prison, man, what? Bro was beating that ass on Beezy. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of it. You feel me? Well, he got swept off the streets. Psh, disappeared, right? The hood, all that, we still going on. We still doing what we doing. Hood shit, all of that, right? We like, yeah, that the nigga 7, he disappeared, but we don't know what happened to him. Whoopty whoop, you know? So this like almost 2 years later, when word pop up, find out 7 was in prison. You know what I'm saying? So we like, damn, what the fuck happened to him? You know, we like, yeah, he come to find out he got caught up on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And he was locked up the whole time. So the whole time we was looking for him, the nigga was in prison. But he was one of the ops from the other side. But like I said, we all went to school together. We all knew each other. You know what I'm saying? So if a nigga went MIA, it was just protocol. Like, what happened to bro? What happened to dog? Even if he was a op, you feel me? That's just what it was. What happened to dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, our whole opposition thing back then was different. It ain't had nothing to do with this YN shit going on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could be beefing with our ops and still be cool with them, if that makes sense. Like, we would be cool with our ops, but because we didn't share the same gang name, we didn't fuck with each other. But other than that, we was mans. Can you understand something like that? That's hood time. You know what I'm saying? My daddy and my homie daddy, we was from 2 different cliques from the same hood. And our cliques didn't fuck with each other. But he was the leader of his clique. I was the leader of my clique. Our cliques did not fuck with each other. But my daddy and his daddy, they was best friends. And me and bro grew up together like this. His name was Day Day. We grew up together like this. So while we hang out together all day, we like this between our daddies. But then we break apart as some hood shit. He with his crew, I'm with my crew, and our crews didn't fuck with each other. But me and him, we never had problems. You know what I'm saying? Crazy work. Bottom line is, you don't want to get caught up out here in them streets. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta learn how to get out the way, man. Cause you don't, you're gonna be a product of the system, and you're gonna run into some shit like this right here. What I'm about to explain to you, type of shit that you don't see on the streets, you gonna see it behind that cement wall. If you think that life is a game, cause it ain't. You know what I'm saying? But if you feel like life is a game, they got a whole cement unit for you that'll show you that it's not. You know what I'm saying? So with the George Foreman guy, he in the cell with the Mobite. The Mobite claimed him. That's his girlfriend. Boom. They in the cell being nasty together, you know. But the George Foreman guy, you wouldn't even thought he was like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a bald head guy with a mustache and a beard. Like you wouldn't even thought he was like that. But when you be around him, you see how you talk and all that. Like he was real feminine. So anyway, the mobile guy had him. You know what I'm saying? Number two. You know what I'm saying? The first one, he out the way. Number two, which was the guy that rode in, the tall, skinny, dark skinned guy, looked like Offset. You know what I'm saying? But my man's from my hood that I told y'all about, he fell in love with him. So he went to him. Mm, that's the drink. But he stepped to him. Transsexual was feeling them. Boom. They became a couple. You know what I'm saying? They stayed on different wings. The dude that I'm talking about from my hood, he was on my wing. We was on A wing. The sissy guy that he wanted was on C wing. It was a whole nother wing, you know. But man, he would take that sissy as TV, commissary, all type of shit. Like he was really tied in with that guy. You know what I'm saying? And then the guys called him out one day. You know, the guys were part of his crew. They called him out. Cause everybody in the unit was like, bro, what's going on with your mans? Like your mans keep fucking with that one sissy that just rolled in. What's going on? You know? The guys had to step up. They had to stand on it because everybody was calling them out. So they called him out. They took him in a quiet day room. When they went in there, everybody that was in there quiet, reading their books and all of them had to get the fuck out of there. Because they knew the KOK guys was coming in there and it was real. So all y'all got to get out. When they came in there, we in the other day rooms watching, right? They talking to Seven. Seven got his head down the whole time, you know what I'm saying? But Seven like, yeah, man, I fuck with dog, you know, it is what it is. So the KOK guys, they disowned him. They said, fuck him, walked up out of there. We all knew what it was behind that, you know what I'm saying? So That was the second transsexual. You know what I'm saying? And 7, he moved a transsexual into his room. He gave him all his commissary. He watched him when he went to the bathroom. That guy, he didn't use the urinals like men do when men got to piss. He didn't do that. He'd go sit on the toilet. He thought he was a woman. So 7 be right there for all that. Alcohol, man. So that was that. Third one, we'll move on. Third one got titties. We find out niggas put their beers in, nigga got him. Because he had titties. Don't think shit's sweet in prison, man. You can get got no matter who you is. I got to end it early, but it is what it is. It's been another live stream. Roll up a power up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.